I'm going to invite other members of the group. Let's see if they are available. Patricio, Amaya, and I think Chris is also part of this section. And I'm not going to invite Ms. Javiera Cabeza because I know she's doing something else. And I'm going to start sharing again this presentation, this time with the indexical function. And let's see if one of you guys can read this aloud if you are willing to volunteer. Anyone would like to volunteer to read this aloud? I can help you with any difficult word.
I can do it.
Excellent, thank you so much.
Okay, the indexical function, just as with other pronunciation features, intonation might act as a marker of personal or social identity. What makes mothers sound like mothers, lovers sound like lovers, lawyers sound like lawyers. I don't know how to say that word.
Lawyers?
No, clergymen?
Clergymen? Yes, clergymen, yes.
Okay. Clergymen sound like clergymen, and news readers sound like news readers. Officials sound like officials. Partly their characteristic intonation.
Excellent, excellent. Very well done, Maria Fernanda. So that's the indexical function. Whenever you hear someone like a military man and they speak with a certain intonation, when you hear someone selling fruit or vegetables, right, in a fair, they would sound differently. If you hear a doctor talking to you, they would sound in one very characteristic way. And lawyers and clergymen. Here we have a sort of a lawyer, right? So try to convince the jury, right? Would say my client is non-guilty, is innocent of the charges. He was not in the crime scene, and I'm going to prove to you that he is the most honorable citizen in the city, right? Trying to persuade the audience. But a clergyman, right, or a priest would sound in a different way, would sound more peaceful, I guess, would sound more like, we're still trying to convince, but from a moral perspective, right? Dear fellow men, we're here in this holy place to worship God. I would like to invite you to pray with me for the salvation of your souls. Okay, would sound different. And the guy here, the news anchor or the news reader, would say, good morning, we're here to learn about the world's news, and the following news comes from Beirut, where there was a bombing in the main city, in the capital city, or in the main city of the country, and there was a bombing, and 40 people died. So it was, the intonation would be more factual, the idea of trying to be more objective. And a mother talking to a child will also have a different intonation. That would be completely different, right? So what makes mothers sound like mothers when they're talking to their children, or lawyers sound like lawyers, or military sound like military? Basically intonation, and that's the so-called indexical function, right? The indexical function of intonation is that eventually when you're part of a community or a group, you begin sounding like them. You begin sounding like a teacher. You begin sounding like someone who is part of this community, and who share sometimes a specific role. So whenever you have a role, you tend to sound like that, that being a member of the community. Imagine a psychologist, right, sounding like a military, or a military sounding like a psychologist. So imagine a military in charge of a group saying, well, do you think we should climb up that hill? Let me hear your thoughts about this. How do you feel about going up that mountain? How do you feel about running for 40 kilometers? Do you think that this would be okay with you? That would be a military having an intonation like a psychologist. Or imagine a psychologist giving you commands like talking like a military. I mean, intonation has also this indexical function, right? Now let me stop talking. I'm going to ask some of you to read this. Let's take turns. So for this exercise. Okay, Claudia, thank for, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, but I got the message. All right. So let me ask Amaya. Let's do this. Amaya, since I'm sorry, Claudia is not able to use her microphone. So Amaya, Maria Fernanda, and Sebastian. Let's take turns, all right? Let's take turns. So one of you reads, and then the next one follows, and then the next one. So we take turns, okay? So Amaya, Maria Fernanda, and Sebastian. Amaya, Maria Fernanda, and Sebastian.
We need to read the part.
Yes, Amaya, Maria Fernanda, Sebastian, Amaya, Maria Fernanda, Sebastian. All right?
Why I need to connect my computer to because the battery is low. Only
All
1
right.
minute.
No problem. So maybe Maria Fernanda may start, and then Sebastian can continue. So we give Amaya some time to connect her computer, all right? Maria Fernanda, are you okay with starting?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Following intonation is the most common intonation pattern in English.
It is commonly found in statements, commands, WH question, information question, confirmatory question tags, and exclamations.
Statement. Nice to meet you.
I'll be back in a minute.
She doesn't live here anymore.
I'm the one to change this thought.
Here's the weather forecast.
Cloudy weather is expected at the end of the week.
We shall work together more often.
I'm going for a walk in the park.
Impressive. Excellent. You all got it correct. I mean, excellent. Let's take a look at these are the statements, right? Statements. Let's take a look at these other, which are the commands. I think last one was Maria Fernanda, so the Sebastian's turn, I think. And then Amaya's.
Write your name here.
Amaya?
Yeah, sorry. Command. Write your name here.
Maria Fernanda?
Leave it on the desk.
Take that picture down.
No, that's fine.
Put your books on the table.
Take your hands off of your pockets.
Now, these are statements and commands. Can you think about one statement and one command? Can you add one more?
Teacher,
Yes?
my internet, sorry. You can repeat what you said.
Okay, now can you, this is a list of statements, right? All of these statements have a falling intonation. And on the right, we have commands. All of them have a falling intonation. Can you think about another statement and another command so we can you create or mention another statement and another command besides these ones? Can you think about another one? For example, a statement would be, I'm going to stay home this weekend. I'm going to stay home this weekend. Or my brother is going to play video games in the afternoon. Okay. Sit down, that's a command. Sit down. Follow intonation, right? Can you think about another statement, one more statement, or one more command?
A command could be, could you close the window, please?
Yes and no, because that's sort of a request.
Oh,
Yes. And when you say could you, would you, you're using this
oh,
modal and it's a sort of a request. For a command,
okay.
you need to start with a verb, with the action.
Oh, close the window.
Excellent, you got it. Close the window. Excellent.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you have another example for a statement or a command?
Teacher, and this command, don't play with fire.
Perfect. Don't play with fire. You're going to get burned. Yeah, excellent. Don't play with fire. Very good. Very, very good. Can you think about one more statement or one more command?
And a statement will be, I will find you.
Excellent. I will find you. Yeah, exactly. So where are we going to meet? Don't worry. I will find you. I will find you. Excellent. Very, very well. Now let's move on to the next, to the other types of utterances that also have falling intonation. Okay. WH questions. WH questions. Let's take turns. Sebastian, you start. Then we continue with Amaya, and then we continue with Maria Fernanda. Remember, all of them have falling intonation. All right, Sebastian? Anytime you want, please.
What country do you come from?
Amaya?
Sorry, sir, my internet. Where do you work?
Mm-hmm.
Which of them do you prefer?
When does the shop open?
How many books have you bought?
Which code is yours?
Whose bag it is?
Excellent, excellent. You got it. You got it correct. This is difficult because we tend to have a rising intonation whenever we are asking a question. Where do you work? Where do you work? Do you work in this restaurant or in the other one? Which one do you prefer? The red or the blue? When does the shop open? At 10 o'clock or 9? How many books have you bought? 5, 6, 10? Which code is yours? Which code is yours? The black one or the yellow one? And whose bag is this? Is it Fernandez, Maria Fernandez, Sebastian's, or Amaya's? Whose bag is this? Okay, so it's difficult to try to stick to the following intonation when you are using a WH question, but this is what you are expected in English. Okay, and question tags also may have a following intonation with a specific implication. all right? Question tags are these ones, right after the comma, right? And we're going to revise the ones that have a falling intonation, and we're going to talk about what's the meaning of this. So, Maria Fernanda, you start, then Sebastian, and then Amaya, all right? Whenever you want.
Okay. Do I read the sentence or the paragraph?
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Oh, okay. Question tags that are statements requesting confirmation rather than questions. Not all tag questions are really questions. Some of them merely ask for confirmation or invite agreement, in which case we use a falling tone at the end.
All right. Sebastian?
Okay. He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he?
He's such a English isn't
I failed the test because I didn't revise. Did I?
It doesn't seem to bother him much, does it?
All right, all right. This is not easy, is it? This is not easy, is it? He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? She's such a nuisance, isn't she? I failed the test because I didn't revise, did I? Doesn't seem to bother him much, does it? He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? Doesn't he? A falling intonation, right? Usually when you use a falling intonation for a question tag, it's like you have your opinion about this, and you're not really asking for the person, the listener, the other speaker to reply. He thinks he's so clever, doesn't he? I mean, I have my opinion that he thinks he's so clever, but he's not. But I'm not asking really your. If I'm talking to someone, I'm not asking the other person's opinion because I already have my own opinion. Do you know the meaning of the word nuisance? Do you know what nuisance is? Okay, it's someone or something that's very annoying, that it's very unpleasant, very inconvenient, very someone or something that you really don't like. Okay, so she's such a nuisance, isn't she? Isn't she? Isn't she? Do you agree or disagree with me? But I'm not asking you to answer, right, the question, because it's not really a question. It's not really a question, right? It's more like a comment. Okay. I don't know if I'm explaining myself with this one because it's a little bit hard. Do you understand this this idea that it's not really a question? It's more like a comment. It's more like stating an opinion. Let's suppose that you think that that you think that let's see, like a TV show is really boring. Okay, it's really boring. I'm trying to think of a program that's really boring, and I would say okay, political propaganda about this. You know, the political propaganda that's being given during the evenings. And I think sometimes it's very boring. So let's say political propaganda is very boring, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? All right? It's not really a question. It's more like a comment, right? And you may agree or disagree with me, right? We're going to see that sometimes when we use rising intonation and not a falling intonation, as is this the case. When we use a rising intonation, we are really asking for the other person to answer the question. But when you're using falling intonation, it's not really a question, even though it looks like a question, but it's not a question, right? Let's take a look about the other exclamations, right? Also, utterances, they have a falling intonation, okay? So let's start with Amaya, then we continue with Sebastián, and then Maria Fernanda. Amaya, your turn, please.
Exclamations. How nice of you.
That's just what I needed. Sorry.
You don't say.
What a beautiful dress.
That's surprise.
Okay, all right, guys. I mean, can you sound more like, can you sound more enthusiastic because it's an exclamation? So, like, for example, how nice of you! How nice of you! This is just what I needed. You don't say. You don't say. Oh, what a beautiful voice! Oh, that's a surprise. That's a surprise. What do you think? Can you try a little bit, a little bit with more enthusiasm next time? Is that okay with you?
Okay.
All right. So exclamations in general. I mean, you have to. There is some emotions, some feelings, right? Positive feelings, in general. Implied here, right? It's just that the intonation at the end is falling, but in general, you can highlight another area, like how nice of you to bring this present. Oh, that is just exactly what I need. Okay, what a beautiful drawing, the one that Amaya made, right? What a beautiful drawing. What a beautiful drawing. Okay, so the focus is on the adjective. Right, what a marvelous voice. What a marvelous voice. What a lovely present. What a great dinner we had last night. Okay, so exclamation falling, but again, you still can highlight some section of the expression. Now, rising intonation, that's something that we need to cover now. And I think we're going to start with Maria Fernanda, then Amaya, and then Sebastian, if you're okay with that, guys. Rising intonation. Let's take a look at this one. So,
Okay.
all right.
Do you like your new teacher?
Have you finished already?
May I borrow your dictionary?
Do you have any magazines?
Visual stamps.
Excellent. Very, very well done. Now, there's a very slight difference that we're going to see, but in general, it's very good, very good. Now, do you like a new teacher? Have you finished already? May I borrow a dictionary? Do you have any magazines? Do you sell them? All of them have a rising intonation, right? Now, if you say, do you like your new teacher? Teach. Have you finished already? May I borrow your dictionary? Do you have any magazines? Or do you sell stamps? Stamps. That's something different, right? Teacher, raise, fall. Already, rise and fall. Rise and fall. Okay? And it has a different implication, all right? It's a different implication. But in this case, it's rise in intonation. So, do you like your new teacher? Have you finished already? May I borrow your dictionary? Imagine you're talking to children, right? And then you say, do you sell stamps? Or do you have any sweets? Do you have any magazines? Did you bring your copybook? May I borrow your pencil? Okay, so the other speaker can say yes or no, but just plainly, this is just a rising intonation, all right? Very, very innocent rising intonation for yes and no questions. Sebastián, Amaya, María Fernanda. Sebastián, Amaya, María Fernanda. Whenever you want, guys.
We've met already, haven't we?
You like this, don't you?
You're a new student, aren't you?
The view is beautiful, isn't it?
Excellent, excellent. Very well done. You like fish, don't you? Because I'm cooking and I'm not going to prepare anything else. You're a new student, aren't you? The view is beautiful, isn't it? Excellent. Very well done, guys. Now, can you think about one more yes or no question? Can you think about one more question tag? Can you think about another example?
Could be a yes or no question, something like, do you like movies?
Perfect. Perfect. Any other example? What if we take the same one? We say, do you like movies? Don't you? Do you like movies? You like movies, don't you? Okay. Can we think about another one? Just one more? One last one? One example more?
You went to the party, didn't you?
Great, wonderful. Now, you went to the party, didn't you? Excellent. Very well done. You went to the party, didn't you? Very well done, Maria Fernanda. Very, very well done. Now, pay attention now. This is a rise, a fall intonation. Rise and fall intonation. I think Amaya masters this type of intonation, right? This is rise, fall. We use rise, fall intonation for choices, lists, unfinished thoughts, and conditional sentences, okay? Rise, fall intonation is for choices, for when you're listing, right? For example, I like math, language, physical education, and English. I'm listing, right? Unfinished thoughts, you also use rise, fall intonation and conditional sentences. Let's see some of the examples below. And can we take turns? Like, can we start with Amaya, then Maria Fernanda, and then Sebastian?
Alright, hey, I don't know this question. Are you having soup or salad?
Is John
Excellent.
leaving on Tuesday or Friday?
Yeah.
Does he speak German or French?
Is your name Abba or Ibi?
All right, all right, all right. Are you having soup or salad? Is you leaving on Thursday or Friday? Because I have to buy the tickets. Does he speak German or French? Because I really need to get an interpreter, right? Is your name Eva or Eva? Because I need to write it here, right, in this form. Excellent. So whenever you're giving a choice to someone, the first one has a rising tone intonation, and the second one has a falling intonation, right? Let's take a look at the other one. The last one was Maya, so I guess we continue with Maria Fernanda, I think. Maria Fernanda.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yes, and Sebastian. And then Amaya.
Okay. We've got apples, pears, bananas, and oranges.
Sebastian? Sebastian, are you still with us? Amaya, would you like to continue?
Alright, the swirl comes in blue, white, pink, and black.
All right. Maria Fernanda?
I like football, tennis, basketball, and volleyball.
Sebastian, are you here? Amaya, would you like to?
I bought a t-shirt, a shirt, and a handbag.
Excellent. Excellent. So I think it's this is clearer when you're listing, right? That every item should have a rising, it should be pronounced with rising intonation, except the last one, right? Can we add one more or two more examples for choices and for lists?
Are you taking coffee or tea?
Perfect. Excellent. Can we think about another one for the other group?
Could it be? Oh, Amaya wants to talk.
Yes, go on, Amaya, and then Maria Fernanda. Amaya?
Sorry, it was the wrong button. I want to see a shot. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Um, Maria Fernanda, would you like to give your example?
Yeah, it was. I like sushi, um, hamburgers, pizza, and lasagna.
Okay, excellent. That's that's my own personal taste as well. Good, very good. So all of the elements: sushi, pizza, hamburgers with a rising intonation, and the last one, which was lasagna with a falling intonation. Okay, great example. Whenever it's about food, it's always a good example, right? Okay, I think we just need to. We've got only two more examples. If you're okay, we can finish with this slide, the session for today, and which is the idea of remember a full rise, sorry, a rise fall intonation, right? Rise fall intonation. Okay, so for rise fall intonation, we have these. Unfinished thoughts, right? And conditional sentences. So let's take a moment to read them. Just that we were doing. I think Sebastian is not here, so it's going to be on your shoulders, Amaya and Maria Fernanda. Sorry about that. Claudia cannot make it because of the microphone. So let's start with Amaya, and then we continue with Maria Fernanda, right?
Alright,
Thank you.
I need to read the the paragraph?
If you want.
Alright, open start partial statement. In the response to the following question, the right call intonation indicates yesterday. The speaker hesitates before first his or her. Do you like the new handbag? Well, the letter is nice, but I don't like it.
What was the meal like? The fish was good, but the rest wasn't great.
All right, all right.
The boat is in Los Angeles. Well, Alex there, but I don't.
Exactly, exactly. Very, very well said. Do you like my new handbag? Well, the leather is nice. The leather is nice. The leather is nice. I mean, you stop there, right? It's an unfinished thought. You don't continue. But the leather is nice. Now, what does the other person understand? Maybe he doesn't like it, or maybe she doesn't like it. The leather is nice. But on the whole, the design or the buttons or any other elements in the handbag make it a little bit corny, a little bit distasteful. I don't know. What was the meal like? The second sentence, the second utterance here. What was the meal like? The fish was good. The fish was good. The fish was good. What do you understand if someone says, the fish was good? Maybe the potatoes were not so good. Maybe the salad was too salty. Maybe, I don't know. So you both live in Los Angeles. Well, Alex does. Alex does. If the person stops there, the speaker, right? Alex does. What do you understand? Alex does. Okay, that's the idea. With this unfinished thought, you're not saying that you don't like the handbag. You're not saying that the rest of the food was not really good, was not tasty. And you don't say that you don't live in Los Angeles because the thought is unfinished. But with the intonation, it's telling the other person actually your thoughts. The leather is nice. The fish was good. Alex does. Okay? So it's an unfinished idea, but still you are saying something. Okay? You're saying something with intonation. Let's take a look at the last section here, and we finish the session for today. Maria Fernanda, and then Amaya, please.
If he calls, ask him to leave a message.
I'm not seeing this. I'm not going again.
If you have any problems, just contact us.
Perfect. Very, very well read aloud, guys. In these conditional sentences, the one that express a condition, right? Most of them start with if, or they start with unless, right? So they are called like if clauses. If he calls, unless he insists. If you have any problems, the first part has a rising intonation, right? If he calls, ask him to leave a message. And the second part has a falling intonation, right? Unless he insists, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. If you have any problems, just contact us, right? So the first part of a conditional sentence, we have a rising intonation, and the second part we have a falling intonation. Okay, so that's the idea. This is how you are expected to pronounce an utterance like this, when you're expressing a condition. If you eat all the food, can you complete that utterance, please? If you eat all the food, what can happen? If you eat all the meal,
We are going to the park.
Excellent. Excellent. And that has a fallen intonation, right? All right. So if you study for the test,
You'll have good results.
excellent. You'll have good results. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So we reviewed today the functions of intonation. Some of the functions that we talked about were the attitudinal function, the grammatical function, the focusing or accentual function, the discourse or cohesive function, and the indexical function, right? And we talked about a falling intonation, which is used for statements, commands, WH questions, confirmatory question tags, and exclamations, right? We talked about rising intonation. Rising intonation is used when you expect the speaker to answer your question, or you are actually inviting the other speaker to continue talking. Okay, and we revised the rise and fall intonation used for choices when you're listing elements, when you have you are expressing an unfinished thought, and when you're using a conditional sentence. Okay, that was the lesson for today. I really have to say thank you because you were so collaborative. I know that Sebastian may have had some technical issues, but he was so collaborative as well. I know Claudia was here, and I'm really sorry she can't use her microphone. So thank you very much, because without your help, we wouldn't have been able to carry out this session for today. Thank you very much. And I wish you have a wonderful day. For the rest, it's 10 to 11. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
teacher. Have a good
Goodbye.
day.
You too. You too. Thank you. Goodbye.